This is probably the first full video I've ever devoted to talking about Taylor Swift. The only other video I can think of was this highlight where I talked about a rumor that Taylor Swift might be joining the MCU. But while that turned out to be hogwash, for the first time it seems like, there is actually some real drama surrounding the iconic singer. And I think this tweet really summarizes the severity of it. I said Taylor Swift's new album sucks, and I didn't even get a single death threat from a Swiftie. So you can see this is a very serious issue because Swifties, they're like the MAGA of music. If there's two things that were guaranteed to never happen, it'd be Taylor Swift finding the right man and her supporters not defending her like it's life or death. But holy shit, 2025 took us on quite the ride, and both those things happened back to back.
Taylor Swift is engaged!
There's a lot to cover, so I'll just start by talking about her new album. Because if Swifties didn't like it, I imagine it had to have been written by AI. Now this is going to come as a shock to everyone, but I am not the most knowledgeable person on Taylor Swift. But for the sake of the video, I decided to listen to a bit of her new album. It's alright. I would never spend money on it, but for the most part, I definitely felt a sense of authenticity in terms of writing. In fact, it might have been a little too authentic because one of her new songs is an ode to Travis Kelce's cock. I was going to read some of the lyrics because I'm not about to play the song for obvious reasons, but as I was recording this video, Moist Critical uploaded a video talking about how he just got copyrighted for reading some of her lyrics. YouTube being a confirmed Swiftie was not on my 2025 bucket list, but I can't talk about her new album without mentioning the song Wood, so I'm just going to show you some of the lyrics and hope this abides by YouTube's policy. As you can see, these lyrics paint a very erotic image in one's mind. I'm sure some people might like that, but I am not someone who cares about what Travis Kelce is like in the sack. Nothing in her new album, in my opinion, is going to be viewed as a classic, but at the very least, it wasn't repulsive. To me, it feels like the problem with Taylor Swift's new album in terms of quality comes from the ungodly expectations Swifties have of her. They expect every new album she releases is going to make the rest seem obsolete. But that is just not the reality. She already has a following, so she doesn't need to keep one-upping herself because she knows her fans are going to continue to buy her new songs. Now that's not to say she didn't try, but what most likely happened was Taylor Swift just released a standard album complete with the good and bad songs depending on preference. But because it wasn't perceived as the next #1 album on the Billboard Top 100, all of a sudden, this album was trash. Taylor Swift betrayed us! And I don't know, that just doesn't feel warrant for all this drama. But what does feel warranted is how she monetized her new album. This is what I believe to be the root of the drama, as opposed to the unwarranted hate in regards to the quality of it. I'm just going to lay it all out on the table because I don't want to undersell anything. This is indefensible. So here's an article from Defector that gives a breakdown talking about the monetization and how greedy it is. Upon announcing the album, Taylor Swift put up a vinyl pre-order on her website, followed by another, and then another. Before the album was even released, she had promoted and sold on her site 8 exclusive vinyl variants in different colors with different names, and 8 CDs and 1 sweater which comes with a CD. The vinyls cost $34, the CDs cost $20, the sweater CDs cost $70, and one of those was a Target exclusive edition. Don't forget Target. The marketing scheme for each of these releases, which came one after another, was scarcity. They will sell out. You will never have another opportunity. Hurry, show your love and devotion. Unsurprisingly, it worked. The Swifties needed to collect everything, so demand was high while supply was low. It's a very effective business strategy. Billboard estimated that on the first day of release, from all these pre-orders, Swift sold 2.7 million copies of the album in physical and digital editions. When she announced this album on the New Heights podcast, she promised that this album wouldn't have any bonus tracks. Historically, Swift has sold her fans the album and then asked them to buy it again to access extra songs. The Life of Showgirl, she promised, was fully complete, but then on Saturday night, another countdown appeared on her website, and at the end of it, she announced 4 additional CDs of the same album that fans could buy. These versions cost $7.99 a piece, and each includes 2 exclusive acoustic versions of the songs on the album. That means that in addition to the songs on the album, Swift also recorded 8 acoustic versions, but you can only hear them if you purchase each of the 4 CDs. This is a new level of greed I haven't seen since it was revealed how much it will cost to get the complete experience for Pokemon Legends ZA. For reference, it's $70 for the base game, plus $30 for the DLC, and you still need a Nintendo Online subscription just to unlock some features, which is another $20 at least. $120 bare minimum just to get the full experience for a Nintendo game. What Taylor Swift has done is greedier than that. She's now selling 28 variants to her fans as of me recording this video. 28 variants of the same album that's not even a week old. That's unhinged. And the difference between variants are so trivial. It's usually like a different cover or name, and some of them are abhorrent. My personal favorite, The Life of a Showgirl, A Look Behind the Curtain, iTunes variant. Imagine being so obsessed with Taylor Swift that you need to get the digital variant of her album for iTunes. That is pathetic. But more importantly, the hubris to charge as much as she is for a service that is archaic. And what's even crazier is that there are still Swifties that defend this. Some of them have bought all the variants and are saying like, nobody was forced to buy these. We wanted to because Taylor Swift needs our support. She's a billionaire. She doesn't need you to buy 28 variants of the same thing, but she knows you will because, well, you're literally proving that there are just some fans who throw any sense of logic out the goddamn window when it comes to Taylor Swift. But at the end of the day, it is your money, so if you want to wipe your ass with 28 copies of the same album, all power to you. But that still doesn't excuse the shamelessness from Taylor Swift to monetize it the way she has. There's 28 variants and counting. There are more variants of Life of a Showgirl than there are adaptations of Scooby-Doo. It also inflates the out of her numbers. Each variant counts as its own separate album in terms of sales, as opposed to altogether under Life of a Showgirl, which is so foul. It'd be like if I showed you my Pokemon card collection, and it's just the same Pikachu card 28 times. The only difference being the quality of the cards might vary. So on one card, Pikachu is more centered, while the other one has a better gloss. But it's still 28 copies of the same Pikachu card. It's absurd. And the whole reason for it is to obviously squeeze as much milk from the teats of her fans who buy her product without questions. Another reason why she's getting flambéed is because apparently she used AI in the new album rollout, which is crazy. Like, she just freely used AI for it instead of hiring real people with flesh and blood and cringe. So I wasn't wrong about her not using AI in her songs, but she is using AI to an extent, which is a very money-making, money-saving tactic. It's not about her art or craftsmanship. It's pretty clear the whole goal of this album was to make money, even going as far as cutting corners by using AI in a time where the art industry is constantly fighting back against using such activity. SAG just devalued an AI actress, and she's out here using it for her music videos and whatnot. She has unfathomable wealth. Like, no matter how much you try to deny it, she is wealthier than 99% of the people on Earth. There is just no excuse for why she couldn't hire a real person or artist. She's a f***ing billionaire, and she's still cheaped out by using AI. Not to get sidetracked, but I will never understand the logic behind that. What is the point of accumulating all this money if you're not going to utilize it the best way possible? Like, if I had her money, You bet your sweet bippy I'd invested back in my career, because there are others who'd love to do the same, but can't. Surely, at some point in her career, maybe very early on, she would have loved to have collaborated with a high-value artist, but couldn't for financial reasons. So why would she not utilize what she's fortunate enough to have gained? I don't get it. Anyways, I completely agree with everyone who's calling out Taylor Swift for basically selling out. It's hard to disagree with them because she clearly just cares about the money and not really the art or community she's built. There are just so many things here that are greedy, and I'm actually relieved the majority of Swifties aren't letting it slide. It shows she isn't infallible, and we've been seeing that a lot more recently, like with Cracker Barrel, or most recently with Jimmy Kimmel. People have not only gotten more vocal, but have actually committed to hitting them where it hurts. Now, while I don't think it's hit Taylor Swift as hard financially, it's certainly left a dent in her reputation that her fans are going to be aware of going forward. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this because it was pretty shocking to see some actual drama surrounding Taylor Swift. Usually it's all hogwash and people just hating on her because of Swifties and the following she's gained, but this feels very warranted, and it's inexcusable. That's really about it. So,